guys, oh my god, what is happening with Katseye? What is going on? Why is it that every single time I open Reddit, there's a new random Katseye quote unquote controversy? Because honestly, can you even call it a controversy? Because it's not. It's the dumbest stuff. It makes me roll my eyes every time. And y'all doing too much with this Manon hiatus. Why is it that everyone and their mother is now saying Manon is leaving Katseye? Manon left Katseye. This is what happens when you make a K-pop group for Western pop fans. Okay? Is that they take their trauma from their failure boy and girl groups of like Fifth Harmony and One Direction that fall apart when one member goes on a hiatus when actually they're just leaving the group. And you're projecting that trauma onto Katseye. And I'm not here for it. Y'all did the same thing with BTS. When BTS took their hiatus after Tear, and you guys swore up and down that BTS were disbanding and were never going to come back. Tell me you don't understand anything about K-pop and K-pop terms without telling me you don't understand anything about K-pop and K-pop terms. And yes, I know that Katseye is not technically a K-pop group, but they're kind of both a K-pop group and a Western pop group. Let's be honest. And the way that they are managed is like a K-pop group. So, whatever, right? I want to do a reading on Katseye. I want to do this in a few different ways, though. One, I want to read about the hiatus specifically. Why did she go on hiatus? Is she leaving? Which I already know the answer to that. But is she leaving? Are any of the members leaving? What's going on with like this hiatus business? And then I also want to look specifically at Danielle and her dad, because her dad has been posting some really weird, questionable things, and I hate it when idols and when their parents get involved in their drama. It pisses me off to no end. Shout out to New Jeans and their fuck ass parents. Because why are you doing this? What are you doing this for? Stop it. Shut the fuck up. Like, get out of their fucking business. You're literally trying to ruin their reputation for what? Because you're jealous that they make more money than you? Oh, I didn't say that. Anyways, I'm gonna look at that too and just kind of Katseye as a whole. So let's just dive in. I have a headache already. I can't. Let's start with looking at Manon in the hiatus and what's going on with that. Because there was a new opportunity. There was an opportunity there that she wanted to do, and she's like, hey, can I do this? And they were like, yeah, but we'll just tell them that you're sick. And she was like, no, I don't want to do that. Look, I already know exactly what happened. I don't even need to pull for this. I know what happened. I'm gonna pull anyways. But okay, let me explain this a little more clearly. So the Devil card is here. That's all about temptation. And the Ace of Swords is here. That's an opportunity. So an opportunity came her way that was very tempting. The Ten of Cups being here tells me that that's like family and friends. I wouldn't be surprised if this opportunity came from somebody that she's really, really close to, like a family member or a friend. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if it is something personal, like maybe she had to go to like a family gathering or something like that. Or, I don't know, it's just something relating to, like, her family and her friends and her personal life that was too tempting to miss out on. It was too big of an opportunity to throw away. I mean, they don't really care. If I'm being so honest, they don't really care. Like I'm assuming this Queen of Swords is whoever the CEO of Geffen is. The woman who got them together. I'm assuming that's her. She don't really care that Manon did this. She don't really care that Manon was like, "Hey, I have this opportunity. I don't want to miss it." I mean, she just kind of had to choose. It's like she it was either do this thing or do something else with Katseye that was happening at the same exact time, and she chose to do the other thing that was more personal to her. That there's no it wasn't an emotional decision, right? On anybody's part. There was no emotion behind it. It was more thought provoking. It was more analytical. Hey, I'm just going to do this. There was no feeling to it. Yeah. I mean, pretty much exactly what I was thinking it was. Is just she wanted to do something else and people made it a bigger deal. Yeah, I mean, there's the towers. People, like, trying to, like, make this a catastrophe when we don't actually know. Yeah. Yeah, I think that the public is just really, like, hostile towards Cat's Eye right now, and that just made everything bigger. In terms of why they had differing statements, so why, you know, Geffen and Hive released a statement about it being related to an injury, I think they said. Um, and then later Manon released her own separate statement saying, like, oh, I want you to hear this from me. I'm healthy, I'm okay, just taking a break or whatever. Whatever, however what she worded it. Um, when it comes to that, I honestly just think I think that that's being blown out of proportion. Because I really see it as just her being like, hey, I'm actually not hurt. Don't worry. Because I do see her trying to be like, it's fine. It's fine. It's chill. I, I think it was her way of trying to, like, blow it over. Like, hey, this isn't a big deal. But it made it a bigger deal. And that was her bad. And now she's on hiatus, so she can't really say anything else. And that's why she posted the picture of the flower on her Instagram. To be like, it's okay, guys. Here's a flower. I think in an effort to try and make it seem less bad, she made it seem worse. And I don't think that was her intention. Okay, I'm moving on from this because this is stupid. The fact that I even have to read to be like, is Manon leaving Katseye is stupid anyways. Guys, people go on breaks all the time. Yes, I understand that it was a little weird that she released that statement after Hype's statement, but, like, come on, let's wrap it up, right? It wasn't that bad. People are acting like she's, like, dying and that everybody hates her and that she's being, like, mistreated. Look, I can't fucking stand Geffen, and I'm not Hybe's biggest fan either. Um, and I know for a fact that they have done really shady things when it comes to Katseye and their marketing. And if you're interested in that, you should check out my first reading that I did on Katseye, um, where I talked about how their controversies are a lot of times done on purpose to stir up attention and drama, and that no one that is managing Katseye seems to see it as a big deal when Katseye is getting hate. Um, so honestly, fuck Hybe and Geffen. Fuck them both. They suck. But let's relax a little bit. You know, this particular situation, I honestly just think that she had something planned to do in her personal life that she just chose to do. I really think that's what it is. Maybe it's like a wedding or something like that. A wedding or a graduation or a family reunion, or I don't know, her friends wanted her to go on vacation with them or something. I don't know. It's something else that was happening at the same time as something that Katseye was doing that Manon just didn't want to miss out on. And so she didn't. And honestly, it looks like she got permission for it, and it was the company that lied and said it was her health to make it not seem like she was just leaving for a personal reason. Um, I don't know. Manon probably just doesn't like them lying on her health. I wouldn't like that either. If somebody said to somebody else, like, oh yeah, she broke her ankle, I'd be fucking pissed too. I'd be like, I didn't break my fucking ankle. I just want to go to my third cousin's wedding. Like, what? So, anyways, we're gonna move on from this. And I want to look at Danielle and her dad and what's going on with that, because that shit's weird. Okay. Is he in her life at all? You guys will have to let me know in the comments if her dad is an active figure in her life, or if he's like a deadbeat father, or like a distant father. Because I actually don't know. I've heard a lot about her mom, but not really her dad. Okay. Let's see. Daniela, sorry. Called her Danielle. I literally just got done with my New Jeans reading, that's why. Daniela, sorry. Her dad. The energy between them. Well, her dad feels like he's getting stuff off his chest that he's been wanting to get off his chest. Daniela being the lover's card is weird. It's almost like codependency in this case. But I I do think that she is close with her dad, in all honesty. Maybe a little too close to her dad. Like I see her venting to her dad and her dad venting to her in a way that parent and child should not be venting to each other. Um, the Three of Wands is between them, and that's all about other people. So it seems like she vents out her frustrations to her dad, and her dad is like, I need to get this off my chest. Because he's holding on to all of the things that she has told him. Mm-hmm. Damn. Oh wow. he feels like Daniela is like he feels like she is like the star of the group and the rest of them are extras. And the rest of them are lazy. That is what he thinks. Uh I saw he was like, stop being lazy. And like he was posting things that was like Katseye is fine as 5. Yeah, because he doesn't care about the other ones. He only sees his daughter as being an active member of the group. He thinks that none of them are as talented or as hardworking as Daniela is. It could have been any member, too, by the way. It could have been any member that had left, and he would have said the same thing. Because it's not specific to Manon. Ugh, gross. I do think somebody told him to shut up, though. Probably his daughter. Someone told him to somebody told him to shut up, to stop talking. Because you're making me look like a snake in the grass. I don't think Daniela had bad intentions when venting to her dad. It reminds me of when you vent about your friends to your parents, and now suddenly your parents hate your friends. And it's like, no, I didn't want you to hate my friends. I just wanted you to like be a listening ear while I vent to you about something that my friend did. But I still like them. I still love them. They're still my friend. But now your parent doesn't fuck with them now. Because it's like, no, fuck them. They don't need to be your friend. That's the energy here. It's a little gross. It's a little weird. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care for it. On his part. I don't think that Daniela necessarily had bad intentions with this. I think that she was just fed up with something and she vented to her dad about it, and now her dad's like on a weird rampage. Because he genuinely feels like his daughter is being like overlooked or sidelined. And I hate to tell you, but Daniel is definitely not one of the members that are being sidelined from Katseye. Okay, there are some members being sidelined from Katseye. Daniela is not one of them. Uh, but he feels that way. Okay, I'm gonna move on from that. And I just want to see a general future of Katseye. I don't want to look at anything necessarily specific, just what we have in store for the future for Katseye. What's gonna happen? I see a little bit of like, let's go back to the basics. Um, there is an active push to there is a push behind Katseye to make them more sensitive in the eyes of the public. They want the public to be more sensitive to them, and they want the members of Katseye to be more sensitive to each other. Um, I see them almost being like, look, if people see you as being really sweet and sensitive to each other, right, they'll be very sweet and sensitive to you. Yeah, you know what could also work is maybe taking action against people that are fucking hate criming them online. That's an option as well. How I've been given. But yeah. Yeah, they're Catseye's a little left out of things. They're a little like the odd man in the group. Um and by group I mean like other hive groups, other Geffen acts. Um they're a little ostracized, they're a little left out. They're not really seen as part of the bigger picture. Honestly, Katseye is a project more than anything. And that's how they treat them, and that's how they view them. They don't really take them seriously. They do think they work hard, though. They think they work hard and they like their talents. They like what they bring to the company, but they don't really see them as a serious group. They don't really see them as a serious addition to their roster. They are an experiment. A very successful experiment, but an experiment. I do think Katseye is going to go through some changes. Ace of Pentacles tells me that there is going to be a loss. But I don't know if that's necessarily a, hey, we're losing a member. I honestly, to me, it seems more like the whole damn group getting replaced. Honestly. More than anything. Um you know what's interesting is I almost see them like I almost see them not wanting people to get attached to the members because to them they're like Katseye isn't individualistic. Katseye is one solid group, right? And it doesn't matter who is in that group, right? It's like you could have any assortment of 5 girls and the group would be the same. That's how they feel. They don't want people to necessarily get too attached to the girls because I honestly see them I kind of see them weeding them out slowly. I don't know if that's going to be in the form of like each member is going to get like in AKB48 when they like graduate members and then like put in a new member to kind of it is technically a replacement, but it's more of a filling of the slot, you know? You're just filling up that space. It's not necessarily replacing them. It's not like, oh, this is the new Manon. It's more like, oh, this is the new 5th member of Katseye. Or 6th member of Katseye. You know what I mean? It could also be indicative that when Hybe and Geffen make more groups, Katseye will get slowly thinned out as the new groups come in. It's like a rotating system, like a revolving door. That's kind of what I see. Not very happy about that, but That is what I saw. Alright, so a day after I made that reading, I just found out that Megan just unfollowed Daniela on Instagram. And I didn't see anything about this in this reading because my dumbass decided to do a reading on Katseye and not look at the other members. So I completely missed this. So, as a bonus treat, I'm going to do a little add-on just about this whole situation. I'm a little stunned because looks like things between the members might be a little worse than I originally thought. So, yeah. So, the Two of Swords, that is what Megan showed up as, and Daniela showed up as the Six of Cups, and the Page of Wands is between them. So, this was Megan's way of kind of drawing a line in the sand. Daniela is feeling both sentimental and also a little sad. I do think that this upset her, and I don't think it was an accident either. The next three cards that I pulled, the Judgment card, the Queen of Wands reversed, and the Death card reversed, I don't think much is going to change after all of this. I don't think there's going to be like somebody's leaving. However, I do think that this was a pointed attack, specifically, not necessarily at Daniela, but at the situation going on with Daniela, probably related to everything that's been happening with her father, the drama with Manon. The Judgment card is here means that this was a way to get attention. She knew that people would find this out, and she did it because she knew people would find out. The Two of Cups being reversed here tells me that there has been some sort of disruption between the two of them, but the Devil card here tells me that the temptation to do this was too great to pass up. This was just, it was the right time to do it. It was the right moment to do it, even though everyone around them is like their company and everything definitely did not advise her to do this. She did it anyways. The Temperance card being reversed tells me that there was no patience. So something happened that Megan got fed up about, and it sparked her to do this. The Empress card being here, though, is interesting because that is all about sensitivity. It tells me that I don't necessarily think that this was completely 100% about Daniela. It was about the entire situation. The Five of Swords indicates that the fighting and argument is coming to an end, where the Six of Swords being reversed tells me that this is a decision that you can't go back from. So this was Megan putting the final nail in the coffin. And the reason why she did it, she just had the intuition to do it. She got the feeling to do it, and she just did it. The Justice card being reversed means that it's not fair. There is an unfairness between how Daniela is treated versus how Megan is treated. And that unfairness has culminated in tension between not just Megan and Daniela, but Daniela and everybody. I do think that this was kind of a planned decision between all of the girls, minus Daniela, of course. I honestly, yes, they did have tension with Daniela, but it is about more than Daniela. This is not a statement against Daniela. This is a statement against everything. After reshuffling to see how Daniela is feeling about all of this, she is pissed. The Five of Wands here, it sparked up tension. She feels like this was solely to get attention, and I don't think she's necessarily wrong, but that's not the only reason. It is part of the reason. like I said, Megan did know people would find this, and she did it because she knew people would see it. The Ten of Swords does tell me that Daniela feels a little betrayed. She feels a little backstabbed. Makes sense because they're kind of using her to get their point across, and it's hurting her in the process. She feels like things changed for her overnight, and I do think this is her dad. I think she's blaming her dad for this, because she's like, things were fine before you did all this, before this situation got blown out of proportion, before you got involved, and now things are completely different. Things are completely flipped. I think that she feels like she's the odd man out now. And it makes sense. She kind of is. If I'm being completely honest. She kind of is the odd man out. Reshuffling to see how Manon is feeling about all of this, I feel like she felt as if it was only a matter of time before something like this happened. The Six of Pentacles being reversed tells me that she feels like other girls get everything. Daniela gets everything, whereas everybody else gets kind of nothing. This is from the company point of view. The Three of Wands tells me that all of the girls are kind of in agreement on this. So this isn't just Manon feels this way or just Megan feels this way. This is all of the girls feel similarly, and like Megan, she just feels like it was time to happen. It was about time that this happened. Because they're not necessarily sick and tired of Daniela, though I do feel like there is tension there. But they're sick and tired of how the company treats them versus how they treat Daniela. Okay, I know this is a massive amount of cards, but this will be the last spread. So this is how the other members feel about this. Sophia showed up as the Three of Hearts. Three of Hearts? Oh my gosh, this is not playing cards. Three of Swords. And with the confirmation cards, she showed up as the Ace of Swords reversed, the Ace of Wands reversed, and the Four of Pentacles reversed. Sophia feels a little hurt by this. I think that Sophia is the only member that was kind of left out of this decision. She feels like this is going to damage Katseye and Katseye's reputation. Moving on to Laura, who's the magician, and her cards were the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Cups reversed, and the Sun. Laura feels like this was a necessary evil in order to take Katseye back to the solid unit that they once were. I don't know how doing something like this makes that happen, but she is almost in this kind of like, I gotta trust the process. Like, yeah, it might be a bit messy, but this is going to lead to good things in the future. And Yunche is the Four of Wands, and her cards were the Four of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. Yunche is feeling a little bad about everything. She doesn't feel that bad that it happened, but she feels bad enough that it's making her worried that something is going to happen to Katseye. But she also is somebody that is always going to figure out what to do next. So she's not necessarily worried about herself. She's worried about the other members. Yeah, that's pretty much what I see. So if you liked this reading, please like this video and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!